Here I'm showing the same audio through 4 different meters. The one on the right is the peak program meter in Premiere. The durometer is next to it. The PPM has a peak hold, which is the thin line displaying the peak for about 3 seconds, above the solid line, which is the peak content. You'll notice how that solid line, or that peak meter, looks an awful lot like the small line on the duros meter, because they're basically measuring the same thing. Those are your peaks. The durometer also shows an average level, similar to VU. The space between the solid part of the duros meter and the little line is called the crest factor. That's the distance between the average level and the peak level. Notice how the PPM meter does not have a crest factor. What looks similar to a crest factor is really the difference between the peak hold and the current instantaneous peak. That doesn't really give you any information on how loud your average levels are. All it does is show you where the peaks are now and where they've been recently. If someone were to ask me what was my average level and all I had to look at was that PPM, I would probably say it was around -10, but you'll notice all of the other meters are saying that it's less than -20. Looking at the duros meter, you see a lot of movement, and you'd probably make a guess that it was around -22, -24. Looking at the loudness radar, it moves around quite a bit as well, but you'll notice that it also does have a total LKFS for your program, and that's really important for broadcast. The Waves loudness meter does the same thing. It has the short-term LKFS and the long-term LKFS. Both of those meters you can reset at the beginning of your program and run it all the way through and get a reading for the duration of your program.